Hey, what's up everyone? So this is my first time making a Pokemon Showdown video, and I think I want to make this a series just to show my adventures through the Pokemon scene, try to learn something, see how it's going. I'm not great at Pokemon by any means, but I think it's fun to learn the game and test out different things. So for today, I kind of want to mess with this team I put together. Utilizes Mr. Mime. Um, The whole idea was to try to just make Mr. Mime work in some degree in Gen 8 OU, and I think it works mildly okay with the setup I have. I think there's definitely room for improvement, but I'm not smart enough to figure it out right now. So the idea is you can do a lot with Mr. Mime. I feel like you can set up barriers and set up screens with him, but my idea was Choice Scarf. I kind of want to make it more of a powerhouse. No one's going to expect a faster Mr. Mime. So with Choice Scarf, you can outspeed quite a few threats, especially if they aren't natured towards speed. And I give him Soundproof. He could be a relatively safe swap in on things like Dragon or Toxicity or Sylveon because of Soundproof. I gave him Dazzling Gleam, make him a Dragon Killer Psychic just because it's a strong stab. Thunderbolt for a little coverage, could cover Corviknight. Energy Ball for something like Seismitoad, anything with ground. But you could kind of throw in whatever else you think could work. Maybe even like, I don't know, maybe like a Shadow Ball could work pretty well. As for the EVs, full special attack, full speed, special attack nature, make them a little stronger. And then I have some backups like Ferrothorn, just a generally good bulky Pokemon. I'm not great at the game, like I said, so my EV spreads might be pretty trash. But split it between HP defense and special defense. Made him a little more of just a bulky attacker in a sense. You know, get the free knockoffs, Gyro Ball to kill fairy types, Leech Seed to survive, Body Press free damage on things like Steel. Cinderace, overall just very useful, can come in clutch. Arcanine, take fire hits because a lot of this team is very weak to fire. So I give him Flash Fire. I feel like not many people would expect that. I probably want to come back and change this around. Take off Flamethrower, put something else on. But the idea behind Flamethrower was for Ferrothorn. Corviknight, just overall good tanky Pokemon. Give him Bulk Up. Make sure that could break stalls potentially sweep teams with him. I wanted to make him defense oriented for stronger body presses, give him more HP, make sure he can tank hits. Can generally take like a Plasma Fist from Zeraora, can take a Pyro Ball from Cinderace, get free setups. Aegislash, wasn't really sure what else to throw in. There's probably a lot better options. I should probably also take off Toxic, give him Shadow Ball if anything. Or Shadow Claw rather, because I run a physical Aegislash. The idea behind Aegislash is just to be able to tank a little bit. It'd be like a decent swap in for a few things. And yeah, whole idea behind this team, try to make a Mr. Mime work. I've gotten a few wins. It works decently well, I would say. Not a horrible team. Not a great team. But let's jump into it. Let's try to get some matches, see how it plays out. So, not really sure what to start off against this kind of team. Ferrothorn could be a decent person to start off with, just to be an overall tank. Maybe Cinderace, free damage, U-turn out. I'm thinking I'll just start Ferrothorn, not really anything too threatening besides the Cinderace. They'll likely want to go for a taunt, so I'll go for a Gyro Ball, try to put some damage on the Grimmsnarl. If they swap out the Cinderace, it would be better to play knockoff, of course, but we're gonna deal with what we have right now. Free chip if it is a Cinderace. But it's interesting to see a Wailord. Haven't really found anything on the ladder with a Wailord quite yet. Corviknight swap. A little confusing. Not entirely sure why they would go out to a Corviknight. Maybe they're gonna try to set up. Or they could just go straight for damage. Not really sure what they're trying to gain off of Corviknight here. There's the Cinderace, get the knockoff. Take off their choice band. Helps a lot. Here I feel like Arcanine would be a pretty good swap in case they go for a Pyro Ball. Good Flash Fire. Yep, now we're set up for really powerful Flare Blitz. Whatever swaps in will not want to take a Flare Blitz. Potentially even kill the Cinderace here, yep. This is what makes Arcanine pretty useful with Flash Fire. If you can predict a proper swap in, you can definitely get some extreme hits using Flare Blitz. I'm going to go back into Ferrothorn here, set up Leech Seed. There's not much a Wailord can really do to a Ferrothorn as far as I know. I'm not really sure what people run on a Wailord. Haven't really seen it in ladder before, so I'm not sure what item it's running, what kind of set it is. I'm going to knock off whatever it has. Leftovers, of course. I think we just go for body presses. Can take a hit here. Well, that wasn't very strong, huh? I'm not really sure what to go for here. I've never really fought against a Wailord. Self-destruct, interesting. He definitely could have taken me out with the Wailord, I feel like. Sacked the Wailord in a better way. And it's a forfeit. He was not willing to keep going with that. So, let's jump into another one. See, so far, I haven't really shown off Mr.Mime. The plan there was to get a Mr.Mime swap in after killing Ferrothorn, if that happened, and then Thunderbolt. So, let's see what this team has. I'm not too scared of the Ferrothorn. This team seems... The scariest thing here is Hippowdon. I'm never very confident with trying to take down a Hippowdon. And here we have a pretty annoying matchup, so I'm gonna swap out for Arcanine. Go for Flamethrower. He took off my leftovers. A little unfortunate. Whoever swaps in will at least take a hit. You know, a little chip. Decent chip, I'd say. Not bad. Here I'm actually going to go Corviknight. He might Earthquake if he does. Clefairy, interesting. I'm going to try to set up on this. There's not much Clefairy, or Clefable, not Clefairy. Unless this is a Clefable with Flamethrower. But it looks like it's not. I don't want to stay in against this Rotom either. He might Volt Switch. It's hard to tell with the Rotom if they'll Volt Switch or if they'll overheat, so I'll go with Cinderace. Feel like if I had my Ferrothorn out, it would be more guaranteed to go for an overheat. They went for Nasty Plot. That's quite scary. Okay. Not entirely certain what to do in this situation. It's a bit scary. I will just go for some chip with Pyro Ball, and he swaps out. Of course, I miss my Pyro Ball. I'll U-turn. Don't want to stay in against a Hippowdon. Go for Ferrothorn. He went for Slack Off. He has Rocky Helmet, so I'll set up Leech Seed on him. Whatever swaps in, if he swaps out, will get hit by Leech Seed, hopefully. Let's see what our matchup's looking like. Goes for Ferrothorn, not a bad play. We're in a bit of a sticky situation right now, I would say. I'm going to go out the Corviknight. He's going to knock off my leftovers. I'm going to hard read Rotom. Hopefully he swaps out. There we go. Not too much damage, but it's something to put on the table. No, I'm not too sure what to swap out. I'll go for Cinderace again. He went for a Discharge. So I'm gonna go for another Pyro Ball, hopefully get some free chip in. This is looking like a losing matchup for me, I'll be honest. Anytime I've gone up against a Hippowdon with this team, things haven't gone too smoothly for me. Sets up rocks. I'll just body press. He'll likely want to go out to Rotom. Doesn't go out to Rotom, so I'll roost. But the Hippowdon and Rotom Heat is definitely a very scary combination for this team, I would say. It's not easy to do very well. I'm going to core change, just get some rocks on their side. Probably sack Cinderace doing this. You're right. But there's not really any good options for me to pick against this team, I would say. I've lost one of my major damage dealers. You know, Mr.Mime, I feel like would be actually pretty good with Mystical Fire for moments like these where they want to, you know, not entirely expect to have just a Mr.Mime thrown in their face. But I'm not really sure what to do. I'm going to try to swap out Arcanine, or rather Corviknight. Try to go to Corviknight, see what he does. Body presses, I'll try to get a free roost off. This is not looking very good for me, I'll be honest. If things just don't really go any better than they are right now, I'll just skip ahead, cut out what's going on. Used the Leech Seed, missed it, unfortunate for him. He might swap out to Rotom. In the case that he doesn't, I'm going to try to go for a bulk up. But he has yet to even show his Terrakion, which I'm not entirely too scared of. Mr.Mime could probably easily take him out. But it's definitely a threat to this team. Does not swap out his Ferrothorn. I'm going to go for the body press. He might try to swap out now. If not, I should be able to get some decent damage done with a body press. There's the Rotom Heat. I get a chunk in. I need to save my Arcanine for Ferrothorn, I feel like. But it's a little hard to tell right now what to do. I don't really have too many safe options. I'm going to go to Mr.Mime. Should be able to take a hit. Arcanine wouldn't have been a bad choice, but definitely not something I wanted to risk. I will go for a Psychic. Should do, if he does swap out, it should still do a chunk. Decent amount of chip towards Clefable. But I'm gonna go to Aegislash. I'll switch it up. Went for Wish. I'll likely want to swap out to Rotom, so I'm going to go for a Shadow Claw. And that was a proper prediction. I feel really good about that one. Probably his biggest threat besides Hippowdon is gone now. Says nice. You know, shout out to Trumpet Louder for being a nice sport about it. Ferrothorn, like I said, definitely something that scares me. Not even sure what to swap in on this. So I'm gonna try it for Arcanine again. He goes for knockoff. Thinking just go for Flamethrower. Flare Blitz can definitely do a chunk to anything that comes in, but I think I should just go Flamethrower instead. Flamethrower should do a decent amount as well. Terrakion definitely outspeeds me if I had to guess. Little hard to say what I should swap out to. Don't want to sack Mr.Mime. I might need to sack Ferrothorn. Not sure what kind of set this Terrakion's running, so I will just go out to Ferrothorn, let him... Uh-oh, he set up on me. Okay, this is not looking good. My idea is that he can take Ferrothorn out, I can swap to Mr.Mime, threaten anything, well not anything, but threaten his Terrakion, potentially go for another good read. There we go, take out his Terrakion. This is what Mr.Mime excels at, just coming in, unpredicted, Scarf, you know. 418 speed, that's pretty good, it can outspeed a lot of things. Ferrothorn comes back in, Arcanine's not a safe swap out, I'll go to Corviknight. Get Leech Seeded, so I'll Roost. I'm gonna need to heal up. If I lose Corviknight, I think this is definitely a game over for me. There's a lot of deadly threats on this other team for me at the moment. I don't have anything great to take out the Hippowdon. I really only have Arcanine to take out Excadrill and Ferrothorn. It's looking pretty difficult to get anything done now. If Aegislash was resistant to fighting, then he would be a great swap out at the moment, but sadly his iron stat, like his iron, or steel rather, makes it so that he is not a very good swap in. But now that he's gone, I will go out to Arcanine, and here I think I might want to Flare Blitz, just to do, well, rather a Flamethrower. I should outspeed just about anything that comes in. Now I think a Flare Blitz might be a decent idea, but I'll take so much chip it might not be worth it. Definitely is going to want to go for an Earthquake, so I will try to take him out. Does not work in my favor, sadly. Flamethrower again. Arcanine's definitely going out, which means I don't feel confident in this fight whatsoever. Definitely over for me now. I'll try for an Energy Ball, see how much it does. I don't imagine it'll do much at all. Did an okay amount, not enough to get anything done though. And then, don't imagine he'll outspeed, so I will go for an Iron Head. And this is kind of where I have to call it game. I don't think there's any way for me to come back from this. Maybe if I can get Iron Head flinches, if I can flinch the Ferrothorn to death, but the Excadrill will definitely come in and keep me from being able to take anything. Yeah, that's the game. So, sadly it didn't work out in my favor. You can go for another one. Let's see. Mr.Mime does pretty well against a good chunk of this team. It should be able to do pretty well against Cobalion. Definitely be able to take out Dragapult, most likely. Do good damage against Togekiss. Decent damage against really this entire team, if I can play him right. But what do we want to start? I think we'll start Cinderace. If he goes for Sucker Punch, we can KO with U-turn most likely. If he goes for the swap out, we can U-turn out to a better matchup. If he stays in, just swap out to a better matchup. But I don't really have anything great against the Cinderace. I don't have any water moves. Nothing to really fight fire types. He also goes for a U-turn. Might be Scarfed even. I'm not sure. Goes out to Rotom. Ferrothorn is the obvious answer here. Can take anything that this Rotom has to dish out to us because it's Rotom Wash. Go knock off. Knock off whatever comes in. He might swap out the Cinderace again. We'll find out if it's Scarfed or not. Or Banded. Goes to Dragapult. Definitely has to be a Flamethrower Dragapult if I had to guess. So I'll swap to Arcanine. Hope that we have a proper prediction. Arcanine has a pretty decent matchup against all the Pokemon here as well. I was correct. He's probably going to want to swap out I will go Psychic Fangs. If he swaps out the Cobalion, it should do okay damage. I mean, it should do decent damage against just about anything if I go for Psychic Fangs. Maybe a Flare Blitz would have been a better option, but if he throws out Rotom, it probably wouldn't do too much. Then again, we're Flash Fired. Flare Blitz will do a lot right now. But we'll see what he chooses. He goes to Rotom. Good play. If I had to guess, he's probably faster. I don't really want to take a hit. I don't want to lose Arcanine quite yet. So I'll go out the Aegislash this time. If he Volt Switches, we'll probably have a bit of a hard chance, or a hard choice if he doesn't go out to Cinderace. Really, his Cinderace threatens my team quite a bit. The Rotom mixed with Cinderace, it's threatening a lot of my team. He went for Hydro Pump. Does work out in my favor. I think I should go for a Shadow Claw. Whatever swaps in should take a decent amount of damage. Diggersby, that's best choice he could have done. I'll just King Shield, see what he does. Really smart to go out to Diggersby. Once the Earthquake, means we should have a very safe chance swapping out the Corviknight in case he wants to go for it again. In which case he does. And you might want to swap out the Rotom. So I will just go for a Brave Bird in case he does, just to get free damage off on it, because I need the Rotom gone. Goes for Togekiss. Interesting play. Definitely not a very favorable matchup for me right now. Togekiss is another huge threat. It might even know Flamethrower. I don't want to lose anyone quite yet, so I will go out to Arcanine. Goes for a T-Wave. I'll go for a Flare Blitz. Try to get some damage down. It's very difficult to break a Togekiss with this team. 30% on the Rotom. Not bad at all. Go to Ferrothorn. It's a safe swap. We'll keep it safe with this one. Goes for Pain Split. It's an interesting play. I'm gonna go for Knockoff here again. If he goes out the Dragapult, it might KO. If he goes out to anything else, I could just knock off their item if I haven't already. Goes to Dragapult. Doesn't KO, sadly. I feel like he would bait an Arcanine swap. But in the case he doesn't, then I'm gonna go for this. Gonna U-turn as well. Smart on my behalf. Go back out to Ferrothorn. Okay. I'm gonna go for Knockoff again. I'll probably want to get out of there. Knockoff. Rocky Helmet. Was a good play. He is justified. I think Corviknight might be an okay swap. I'm not entirely sure who to throw in this case. Close combat does quite a bit. 46% Swell Roost. Goes for a Volt Switch. Does even less than the close combat. But that does give me the chance to heal up. Back to Rotom. This is a bit of a annoying moment right now. We're just swapping back and forth between our Pokemon. Volt switches. Goes to Cinderace. If he has high jump kick, I just hope it misses. If he goes for Pyro Ball, nope, he U-turns. His Rotom is definitely threatening a lot of my team. He's probably going to want to go for an Earthquake. I'll go back to Corviknight. A lot of swapping right now. If this just keeps going on, I'll skip ahead for whoever's watching. Goes for a U-turn. Probably back out the Rotom. I need to break this cycle somehow. Goes to Dragapult. Let's go back to Arcanine. We'll probably Flamethrower again, because he did it last time. We get Flash Fire. I'm going to risk a Flare Blitz. Hopefully I get it, and I'm not paralyzed. He doesn't stay in. If I can pull off a Flare Blitz, whatever comes in will get hit pretty hard. I'm going to risk an Extreme Speed. If I can hit the Extreme Speed, I feel like I might be able to KO his Rotom. I'm kind of putting it all in here. And there we go. I feel a lot more confident in this match now. I still have the backup Mr.Mime in case he takes out one of my Pokemon, because I can Energy Ball the Diggersby. I can try and Psychic the Cobalion. I can Psychic the Dragapult or Dazzling Gleam. I can Thunderbolt the Togekiss. I can get a big chunk out of Cinderace with Psychic. Mr. Mime definitely threatens a good chunk of damage right now still. Goes out the Diggersby, which means I'm going to go back out the Corviknight. There's not really much he can do against me. I will Roost to make sure my Corviknight's healthy. He's going to carry me through this fight a little bit here. Okay. I think I might want to just go for a Brave Bird. Get some damage down, because he'll likely want to swap out. Swaps out the Togekiss. Get a little more damage down on the Togekiss. Might want to Thunder Wave again. So I will go out the Arcanine. Or rather, I'll go out the Ferrothorn. There's not much Ferrothorn can do for me anymore. And I'll just go for a Gyro Ball, hope it can hit something. But there's not much Ferrothorn can really do for my team at this point. It gets knocked out by Cobalion, it gets knocked out by Dragapult. Togekiss knows Flamethrower, it's knocked out by that. It's paralyzed. Probably won't win against the Diggersby. Gyro Ball takes out 69%, nice. But it'll also get taken out by the Cinderace, so I'm going to just try to put out some damage. With Ferrothorn, we'll swap out to Arcanine. He might U-turn again. If he does, good play on the opponent. But if he tries the Pyro Ball, then we can try to again get the Flash Fire up. And if we get Flash Fire up, no, he goes for Zen Headbutt. Not a bad play. We'll go for Extreme Speed. Not much to do to save the Arcanine anymore. We don't know if he has Sucker Punch or not. That's very scary, because if he does, I don't really want to toss out Aegislash. No matter what, Aegislash can get hit decently hard right now. So I will go out to Mr.Mime. And this was the idea, that he can come in and pick up a kill or do a good amount of damage to whatever wants to come in. And he's not Scarfed, so our Mr. Mime should be faster unless he Sucker Punches, and if he does, we should be able to take a hit, I believe. Because he's not Life Orbed, he's not Choice Banded, he might be Heavy Duty Boots. That's how I run my Cinderace. Togekiss, Mr. Mime takes the kill. And this is why I think Mr. Mime might be a little slept on. You can get some pretty okay damage off with Mr. Mime. It's a little unexpected. Threatening the Cobalion now, at least. Which means I'm going to go out to Cinderace. Let's see. I think we just Pyro Ball. Pyro Ball, we could take out Cobalion. We could get the kill on Dragapult. Do a lot of damage to Diggersby. We could take out a Cinderace. Diggersby comes out. I'm going to U-turn. So Mr. Mime did get us a kill. Also helped us to really threaten the Cobalion, which I am happy about. I'm going to go out the Ferrothorn. Goes for Body Slam. Get some Iron Barbs off on him. I think what I should go for now should be Body Press. If he tosses in Cinderace, it'll probably kill. If he tosses a Cobalion, it might kill. And if anything, it'll do a lot of damage to Diggersby, I feel. So, I'm really thinking this game is in my favor now. Diggersby's low enough to probably get killed by a Pyro Ball. The rest of his team is weak enough to get taken out by just about anything. Goes to Cinderace, I take the kill. He's gonna have to swap out the Cobalion. Nope, he forfeits. I think if he swapped Cobalion, he could have taken out Ferrothorn, but again, Cinderace would come in and clean up. But that was a good match. Good plays on both sides. Well, or at least in my eyes, I'm still not great at this. Okay. I'm not too scared of this team besides the Rotom right now. Definitely a scary matchup for just the Pokemon in general. So I am going to start out Cinderace. I can U-turn out, I can threaten a good chunk of the Pokemon. If his Inteleon's faster, he might just go for Endure though. Goes the Rotom. I feel like the Rotom wants to go for a Volt Switch. So I'm going to go for a Sucker Punch. Actually went for an Overheat. Interesting. So I'll go for a Pyro Ball. He'll probably swap out now because of the special attack being lowered. Goes to Pex. Gonna U-turn. I think Ferrothorn has a winning matchup against Toxapex. Swaps out the Rotom Heat again. Here's where Mr.Mime can do something pretty nice. Unless he swaps in the Excadrill, this will definitely hurt. And that's a Scarfed Rotom. Gotta keep that in mind. Goes to Toxapex. We can take out his Pex now, if he doesn't swap out. But we know his Rotom is Scarfed. That's very important to remember. So I can't outspeed with Mr.Mime. I'm gonna have to do something else to take that out. Probably gonna have to take him out with Cinderace. Comes back out. I'm gonna guess he goes for an Overheat, so I'm gonna go to Arcanine. Flash Fire activates. Means he'll probably go for a Volt Switch if I had to guess. So I'm gonna Extreme Speed, try to take him out, hopefully. It's either Extreme Speed kills, or it doesn't. He goes out to Excadrill, he's gonna want an Earthquake. He's definitely gonna be faster than me. Which means I'm gonna go out to Corviknight. Get Corviknight out, he goes for Rocks. Okay. I'm not going to try to bulk up here because he'll likely want Rotom out. Goes for Inteleon, not a bad play. It's difficult to say what I should do here. Well, not really. I should go to Ferrothorn. Went for Hydro Pump. A bit of a weird turn if you ask me. I feel like Inteleon lately has just been trying to get Sniper to work. There's the Focus Energy. Knock off the Scope Lens, kind of ruin his play a bit. We'll go Knock Off again in case he wants to swap out. Air Slash tried to hacks me. Didn't work out in his favor. So right now I'm thinking this definitely is looking good for my team. I'm going to knock off whatever this Rillaboom has. Or he can swap out. I'll knock off whatever comes in next. Hawlucha. What I realized with Hawlucha is that this is a bit of a scary matchup. I'll go for Leech Seed in case he Swords Dances. There we go. I miss. I'll try again. We can let him set up. Mr. Mime will be faster and should be able to KO. Goes for Acrobatics, takes me out. I'm gonna try for Mr. Mime. It would be smart to swap out because I really... Or I don't outspeed. Is acrobatics a priority move? I'm really not sure. I don't know how acrobatics works. I was taken out. Quite sad to see. We'll go into Corviknight here. Times 2 attack is very scary. I'll go for Brave Bird, see how much that can do. And we got rid of his biggest threat. That had the potential to sweep us. If he set up another Swords Dance on Ferrothorn, it definitely would have been over for us. Goes the Rotom Heat. Gonna go out the Arcanine, maybe hold. Nope, did not overheat, went for Volt Switch. Think I can outspeed Rillaboom, hopefully. Go for Flare Blitz, just try to get it over with. I don't outspeed, that's okay. I have a very scary matchup right now. I'll try for Cinderace. Pyro Ball. He's a Scarfed Rillaboom. I think I might actually just lose this then. Sad defeat. I know he's stuck to that one move. So I am just going to go for Iron Head. Or rather... No, I should go for Shadow Claw in case he swaps it out the Rotom again. In which case he doesn't. I'm going to King Shield, try to heal up a little more. I don't think that there is a chance for me to win this. Now he goes the Rotom. Definitely looks like I've lost this game. Try to Shadow Sneak, see if it takes him out. Does take him out. Exciting. I don't know how I'll take out the Excadrill though. Both of my Pokemon are slower. Corviknight's kind of worthless right now. Excadrill comes out. I'm gonna King Shield. My best bet is to try and tank a hit from an Excadrill. Go for an Iron Head, see what happens. Got the attack decrease. I might be able to take a hit. Not entirely sure. It's gonna be super effective. But we'll see what happens. It's down to the wire. Corviknight isn't going to be able to do anything. This is all up to Aegislash now. I mean, I'm going to just skip ahead if things don't really go well in my favor. And if it does go well in my favor, then that's cool. And yeah, that's game. There's nothing I can do now. It's over. I gotta... Goes out the Rillaboom. Not sure what the play is here. He could have taken me out very easily with Excadrill, I feel. Goes for knockoff. Doesn't do anything. I guess I try to... I don't think I'll survive a knockoff. I do somehow. I take out the Rillaboom. But there's no way I can take out the Excadrill that I can think of. My Corviknight, he forfeited. He forfeited. I guess we count those. I don't see how I would have won. Definitely outsped me. Maybe he didn't have a move that could hit Corviknight. That could be the case. I definitely thought I would have lost that one. It was not looking to be in my favor at the end there. But let's see. This is a really threatening team. Very offensive. I might want to start Corviknight. Try to go for bulk up. So far, so good. He has a very aggressive team. Gyarados comes out. That's a bit scary for sure. Let's just go to Ferrothorn. Goes for Dragon Dance. I'm going to Leech Seed, threaten the Gyarados. Not much I can do against it, though. Earthquake. I'm going to go for Knockoff now. I'm not sure what item he has. Goes to Cinderace. I knock off Life Orb, which is going to help tremendously. I'm going to swap out the Arcanine, hope for Flash Fire. And then if it is Flash Fire, I'll probably Flare Blitz. No, he goes for that. Now I think I might just want to go for Extreme Speed. Arcanine can't do much against the other team. So I'll try to put a little damage on, lose Arcanine in the process. So I'm thinking I might swap out the Mr.Mime here. Mr.Mime or Cinderace? I think we go Cinderace. We U-turn. There we go, we got the Gyarados out. We'll go Mr.Mime and Thunderbolt. It might be able to KO, it might not. He might, if he swaps out the Zero-Aura. Definitely a really scary thing. I think that would just cost us the game. We KO Gyarados. No one expects the offensive Mr.Mime. This is why Mr.Mime is so good. To a degree. It's actually not very good at all. We're going to go back out to Corviknight. He might set up rocks. He does. At this point, we go for bulk up. I know I can take Plasma Fist. Unless he's a Calm Mindset. There we go. We take the Plasma Fist. We get another bulk up, which means I don't think we'll be able to KO with a second one. So we'll Roost, heal back up, take the hit. Roost back up. Make sure he can't really do much against my Corviknight. I think my Corviknight has the potential to just kind of sweep this team now. There's not much he can do. This is even a Life Orb Zero-Aura. One bulk up pretty much spells disaster for this team. His Gyarados was the only thing really threatening the Corviknight. I'm going to go for another bulk up. I think I'm just going to try to sweep now. I know I can take a Pyro Ball from Cinderace, because everyone runs Pyro Ball, and he probably doesn't have any special attack moves, which means Corviknight just has free reign to do whatever he wants now. And this is why bulk up Corviknight is really, really powerful. If there's no special attackers on the other team to threaten it anymore, Corviknight bulk up can just do whatever it wants. Safely take Plasma Fists, get free setups. He's just going to kill himself with a Life Orb. He probably shouldn't keep on doing this. There's nothing he can do. Now I'm just going to Roost back to full. He's probably going to take himself out in like the next turn. Heal up and bulk up. We'll just max out attack and defense. We can body press Excadrill for a one shot. Brave Bird, anything else, get a kill. Nothing's going to be able to KO us. This is just, unless I do a horrible misplay or misjudgment of anything, this is definitely in my favor by a mile. That Pyro Ball only did 17%, and then I just body press. Body press Cinderace, body press Excadrill, Brave Bird Conkeldurr, Brave Bird Hawlucha. Whatever comes in, it's getting one shot. My stats are too high. Yeah, 1356 defense is insane. 844 attack, really good. He left, which means he's got about, 2 minutes to rejoin or something. And that definitely just shows this is our game. I'm going to start the timer just in case. But definitely a bit of a rage quit there. He didn't forfeit or anything. He just left. And I'll skip ahead to whatever happens next. Alright, so last guy just gave up. He left, didn't forfeit or anything. This is going to be the last match for today. I'm going to be doing some stuff later on. So, what can I say about this team? It's not great. It's not perfect. There's a lot of room for improvement. I'm sure there's a million more ways to make Mr. Mime just a real threat to whatever comes out. I'm gonna start Cinderace here. He also starts Cinderace. I'm gonna go for U-turn. But I can say that Mr. Mime has potential to do some pretty cool things. He's definitely not just some random Pokemon that can be just seen as a non-threat. Definitely a lot of potential in Mr. Mime, I feel like, to be offensive, to be defensive, or at least especially defensive. We're going to KO here. Speaking of Mr. Mime, putting in work for this match already. He threatens just about this whole team. Goes for Gengar. If he's scarfed, it's probably game over for Mr. Mime. Yeah. Sadly, that's just how the cookie crumbles. But I'm not really sure what this Gengar can do to a Ferrothorn, so I'm going to go for knockoff. We know it's scarfed, so it has to commit to whatever it does. We knock off Power Herb. We're going to have to do something against this, so we're going to go to Corviknight. He goes for Acrobatics. I'm going to try to Brave Bird it. I don't want to risk anything with Hawlucha because I know it can be an absolute monster. Gengar comes back out. I think I should swap out the Arcanine in case... I'm not sure if Gengar can learn a fire move. I feel like it can, so just in case I'm going to swap out to something that can take the hit. You know, even if it is a Thunderbolt. You know, Arcanine's not a bad swap in for it. Ferrothorn on Toxapex, unless he swaps out. But yeah, this team doesn't feel horrible. I think there is potential for this team overall. It's not the worst thing. It's not a horrible team or anything. And he forfeits. Well, that didn't take very long. You know, we'll go for another one. But this team doesn't feel horrible. I don't think you'd be able to win any tournaments or anything with it. Definitely not. I don't have a big brain enough for that. But it's not a horrible team by any stretch of the imagination. It, like, as you're seeing, it can get some work done. It's not completely useless. And it has the potential to do something at the very least. Primarina, definitely a huge threat to this team. I don't feel good fighting Primarina with this team. Goes to Cinderace. I feel like he definitely had a winning fight there. But if he goes out to Cinderace, I should probably come in with, I guess, Arcanine. There's not much I can really do. I'm gonna go for Flare Blitz, because I know it'll get a lot of damage down. Goes for High Jump Kick. We take each other out. That's okay by me. Let's see what he has. I think I'm pretty safe to go out to just Ferrothorn or Corviknight. Well, maybe not Corviknight, but Ferrothorn I feel is a very safe swap right now. I'm gonna Gyro Ball. It might be substitute. Galvantula. Honestly, no idea the moveset behind a Galvantula. I don't know if it can learn fire moves or anything, but I am gonna just try to do some damage to it. Take him out. He does a lot to my Ferrothorn, sadly. Knocked me down to 39%. Got that special defense down on me. It's always sucks to see it. But we'll see what he throws in. He goes for Excadrill. Might be able to KO my Ferrothorn here. So I'm going to go to Corviknight. Corviknight on Excadrill is pretty much always a favorable matchup. I'll go for Bulk Up. The only thing really threatening me is Primarina now. So I'm going to go for Brave Bird before it can really do anything to me. Goes for Surf, I'll take it out. Smart plays on my behalf, I'm lucky that I did that. Weavile will probably be able to take out Corviknight. Don't really know if I should swap out. I think I need to save it for Excadrill, so I'm going to go back to Ferrothorn. I'll let Ferrothorn go. Get taken out there, get some Iron Barb's damage. I don't know if it's Scarfed. So the idea I'm going to go for is Dazzling Gleam. It is Scarfed. Sadly, Mr.Mime gets taken out here. He's just running amok with Knockoff. I'm going to Pyro Ball. Get the kill. Little scary right now. I don't know what Crawdon can run. If it's Scarfed, we're a little screwed. He might Aqua Jet. If he Aqua Jets, it's kind of just over. Then again, I have Pokemon in the back to be able to help out. But in the case it's Aqua Jet, I'm going to Sucker Punch. It was Aqua Jet. Get at least a little bit down. He is a Dark type, which means it is quite scary. But I'm going to hope to pull off a Roost here. I think if I can pull off a Roost, we have a winning game. And I now think that there's no chance of winning this. Knockoff's just going to destroy us. Yeah, it's over. So, that was my last game. What can I say about this team? Like I said before, it's not great. It's kind of gimmicky almost. You really have to rely on being able to outspeed with Mr.Mime to be able to do some pretty sneaky things. Maybe I should actually change my nature on Mr.Mime to a speed boost nature, but then you lose on a good bit of damage. I think Ferrothorn kind of holds this team together against certain matchups. Cinderace can really help out with taking out big threats. Arcanine can be a good switch in on fire types, or fire type moves rather, and can threaten a lot of damage as well. Corviknight, just a very solid Pokemon on its own, but also needs favorable matchups to do well. I feel like what's really difficult to me is to fit the last Pokemon in. I'm not sure what to throw in here. Maybe something more defensive. I don't know. The Aegislash wasn't really working for me. I think maybe Toxapex, so it could cover some other weaknesses. Maybe you could throw in something like Mimikyu. Yeah, to fight against like fighting types. I don't know. I think definitely if you want to try a team like this, replace Aegislash with something you feel more comfortable with. I think if I ever want to try this again, I'll probably put on Mimikyu or Gengar, something with like fighting resistance and normal type resistance to really help with covering bases for the team. But yeah, this has been my Choice Scarf Mr.Mime. Maybe I'll revisit it at some point, maybe I won't. As for future videos, I've got a little list right here of Pokemon I want to make on a team. I think next up I might go with Passimian, try to make him work out a little bit. He's got an interesting setup. He has interesting stats. I think he could definitely get a lot of work done with the Choice Scarf. And then a few other Pokemon I want to take into OU, see how they can do. Golurk, I think, can be... I don't know. I don't know how this one will work out at all. But future videos, look forward to these. Look forward to maybe a little more like serious teams that I might try to throw together and get wins with. I kind of throw together whatever I think looks interesting. And, you know, I want to make this a journey. And if you want to stick along and see how far I can make it, see how much I can learn, and feel free. Yeah, I hope all of you can have a good rest of your days, and I'll catch you in the next one. See you later.